want to start with your point you mentioned in your address. You talked about a lot of milestones. I really want to ask you, what are some of the milestones you're foreseeing in the next decade? It's a long time, I'm sure, but what are your take?
I think this is going to be the decade of two big technology waves, and no real surprises there, right? So one is AI, and the other is the distributed ledger. The distributed ledger is getting more popular by the day, as cryptocurrency becomes more popular globally. But I think in India, the primary technology driving it is going to create the foundation of distributed finance. So distributed ledger driving distributed finance, and AI. Today AI is still a lot of hype.
Yeah.
AI is ChatGPT, what can I search and get out, and large models which are available to everybody free of charge. But making fit for purpose models, creating models that will solve specific problems, that will predict sort of use cases when it comes to user experience, when it comes to technology, when it comes to risk management. I think all these are areas that will play out. So I think the next decade, if you ask me at a high level, will be really going away from the hype and getting to the real value of both AI and distributed ledger.
Certainly, most exciting time to look forward to. To my second question, what are some of the specific areas, or let's say segment under the umbrella of fintech? Where do you see this, the pace of growth? Where do you see the segments getting accelerated like crazy? Can you mention it precisely? What segments will catch the pace?
So let's look at sort of fintech, the finance world, the fintech-powered finance world in three broad areas, right? So you've got banking and payments, you've got insurance, and you've got the whole investment gamut, right? As driven by our three regulators, you have RBI, IRDA, and SEBI. A lot has happened in banking and payments. A fair bit has happened on the capital market side. I think there's a lot of headroom on insurance. So insurance is going to be a very big driver. So people really become more secure than they are today in various ways. Be it health, be it small things like travel and so on and so forth, and also things like life. But if you look at capital markets, which is the space that I represent today, we have a number of investors who are active, and that number has really been growing in the last few years. So if you look at number of people coming into SIP and creating the kind of retail asset under management we have today, it's very significant. There's been a big growth in the last few years, but still there is a lot of scope there. So really moving into investors, coming into the capital market space, having a more, I would say, mature mechanism to invest, looking at various asset classes, looking at, on one side, equity and probably derivatives, looking at debt, looking at bonds, looking at commodities, and really creating a portfolio of sort of various sort of risk return profile to create value out of their savings and out of their investments. I think we're still at a very nascent stage there as a country, and this would be the arc of what I think would be the next decade.
Very interesting. I mean, as you mentioned about various segments and their allied things, it's still nascent. You mentioned about AI. You're looking forward to more serious and more established use cases of AI in terms of building innovation. Now, tell me, where do you see a scope of work? It can be from the policy tweaks. It can be from an ecosystem collaboration work. It can be public-private partnership. It can be from capital market investors coming in and joining the collaboration. Where do you see a scope of work that if you make this change, the bigger story will come out?
So the big drivers will always come from policy and regulation, right? So the whole Viksit Bharat story is playing out. We have the digital public infrastructure creating high impact. And today also we heard representations from the government come and say, we are your friends, come and tell us what you want. I think everybody is in the listening mode. Not that fintech is going to get everything they wish for, but I think the listening mode is there and the problem solving mode is there. Various policy bodies, regulators coming together to solve problems is happening as we speak. And all of this will come together to create that primary enabling framework that is required.
We understand that everything is nascent and people are trying to get mature in some more time, or let's say 5 years time. Policies are coming in new, innovations are coming in new. Would you be able to give us some piece of advice there to maybe founders, to maybe investors at this point in time?
I think making problems known is important, but at the same time, respecting compliances, respecting policies, and really learning that it's very important to stay within those boundaries, even as we push the edges of innovation, technology, customer experience. That's going to be key, right? And I think the innovative minds will need to draw those boundaries, and then we'll keep maturing, and sky's the limit.
Thank you, Ms. Rai, for making time for this.